A new sport has hit Ireland, and for once, not living in a warm climate hasn't left us at a disadvantage. December 2006 saw the opening of the Dundalk Ice Dome, Ireland's purpose-built ice hockey rink. Recently, the County Louth town played host to the Division 3 World Ice Hockey Championships, making great use of our new facility and opening us up to a whole new world of winter sports.
How many people will be involved in this sport in Ireland?
Well, currently now, since this facility is open, we have 350 new kids who signed up to the programme. But overall, we have another 250 that's been in existence for the last 10-15 years.
How do they go about doing it?
Well, basically, the first thing they have to do is learn how to skate. You can sign up for a Learn to Skate program here, which will slowly introduce you to the basic skills of skating. You then would go to a Learn to Play hockey program, which again, it's just a gradual step, one after the other. And before you know it, you'll be playing in a matter of a few months.
So for the people who are ignorant in ice hockey out there, a little bit like myself, can you sum up very briefly the general rules of ice hockey?
Well, the general rules of ice hockey is that the actual bench or the team would consist of about 22 players. There's 3 20-minute periods of the game. The coach at any time can actually rotate those players as many times as he wants. There's 6 players out on the ice in total, 2 defence, 3 forwards and 1 goalie. It's a very, very high speed, fast game, and it takes up an awful lot of energy. That's why the coach has to change the players all the time.
Some were calling this the Band of Brothers, as amazingly there are 3 sets of brothers from both north and south, making up the 20-man squad, some of whom play professionally with the likes of the Belfast Giants.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, but we all have the ability here to play the national side, and we're all here, and we've all got the same goal. We want to lift the gold medal this year, and I think we've got a good chance of doing it.
For anybody out there, you know, is considering getting their kids into this game, is it that dangerous?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, if you're brought up playing the game, you know how to take a hit, and you know, it's all aspects of the game that you learn growing up. So, I mean, you don't get thrown in at the deep end suddenly. You know, it's something you progress over the years.
Team Ireland were to face a wide array of competing nations like favourites New Zealand, South Africa and even Mongolia. But with the high calibre of coaching on the Irish side, we certainly were going to be no pushover.
Jim Tibbetts, now you're the national coach. You've coached in Europe and you've coached in America. How are we so lucky to have you over here?
Well, maybe because of my Irish roots. I've been in contact with the Irish Association for about 10 years now, and I offer my services the past 3 years, and that's why I'm here.
So how are our lads doing?
We're doing pretty well. We're progressing quite a bit since the first year I took the team. There's a lot more players that are playing organized outside of Ireland. Obviously, we didn't have an Irish league, so we're now playing. A lot of the guys are playing for the Belfast Giants. A couple of guys have played college hockey in the United States, and 1 guy has played in France too at a higher level.
Now, talk to me about the World Championships that's coming up this weekend. How will our lads fare in this?
I think it's our level of hockey. Except for the teams coming down, we really don't know how strong they are. They've had programs that have been going on a lot longer. Our program is relatively new, so it's going to be difficult against the top teams. But I know we can play against it. We'll be able to give them a good game and very possibly win 1 or 2 of those big games.
With a tremendous 11-0 win over Mongolia, Ireland were off to a great start, but knew it would be no walkover after their second match saw them go down 4-2 to overall winners New Zealand. Going into the third match, we saw Ireland take on South Africa. Ireland had a convincing win in this match, scoring a goal in each of the 3 periods, resulting in a 3-1 victory. After defeating South Africa, this left Ireland with at least a bronze medal, but more importantly, a shot of promotion. But it would be necessary to beat Luxembourg, who were in the same boat and equally as hungry. In front of an enthusiastic crowd of about 1,000 spectators, a promotion battle was staged. In the first 20 minutes, both teams had their chances, with Ireland goaltender Kevin Kelly kept on his toes to keep Luxembourg at bay, and Philippe Laplage the same on the other end. Neither team did enough to score, resulting in a 0-0 draw going into the second. A lot more excitement followed in the second. Luxembourg were determined to prevent a disastrous second period like their previous New Zealand match. Goals came fast and furious as Benny Houdremont scored in the 22nd minute power play to take the first goal for Luxembourg. David Krause made it 2-0 for the visitors, but it was Robert Leckie around halfway who gave the home crowd something to get excited about. Houdremont managed another goal on the 34th minute, placing them 2 goals up. But it was Mark Morrison who gave hope back to Ireland on the 39th minute, with a great score bringing it to a 1-goal game going into the third. Even though some would have said it was Luxembourg's game at this stage, Ireland were once again to prove their worth. It was Trevor Kennedy who equalised, much to the delight of the crowd. Now with the scores level at full time, the game went to a 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime period. With no scores from either side, it was to go to penalties. A horrible way to decide a match with such high stakes, but both of these teams have trained for these scenarios. 3 players were chosen from each team, but it was superstar and player of the tournament Mark Morrison who had what it took to get Ireland through, and being the only one of 6 players to score ensured Ireland a well-deserved spot with New Zealand in Division 2. This was the first tournament of its kind to be held in Ireland, and with a sold-out show for all the Ireland games, is it a sign of things to come? Have we found another sport that Ireland can shine at? It'll be a long, hard journey, but with the enthusiasm and support witnessed from the capacity crowd, along with the hard work and talent of our players, we might just get there.